So my dude's Valkyr, with us being in almost a year into Genshin Impact as a game, I want to talk about one thing that's always kind of bothered me with the game and the way it plays out. As I'm sure you guys know, Genshin Impact has an absolutely fantastic story. I love the world of Teyvat, I love the story, I love everything about it. But there's one thing that always has kind of rubbed me a little bit of the wrong way, and that's the amount of vague backstories and vague stories in general that we have. Dark Souls does a better job of describing its lore than Genshin Impact. There is so much mystery and so much gray area around the characters that we have that we do not really get good backstories as to who the characters are as people. Even going through their little voice lines and their bios, it doesn't even tell you all that much about them. I'm a mega Shao shrimp, and I don't know like a lot of details. I don't know hardly anything. Like, what happened to Shao and the other Yakshas? What happened to cause them to corrupt? What happened to cause them to push so far? To do that, I would love to know more interesting stories because there's so many stories based that could come out of things like Shao's background whenever he was a captive in the war or a slave in the war, essentially. Whenever he was being forced to do things against his will, there could be more stories about things like that, and that's just Shao. Every character's like this in this game, where we don't know a lot about most of the majority of the characters, even the lore itself. We know a very vague amount of things happening, but we don't ever get really good clarification. For example, I don't know if you guys remember back in, what was it, 1.4, Dainsleif took the one thing stopping the Abyss from going and making a super robot god and took it with him into the Abyss. What in the... Like, and we have had zero follow-up on that for like, what, 4 months? So it's like, there's so much vague and gray in this game, and I get it that the story moves at a snail's pace, but they could do better explaining things. Like, there's so much flavor text and stuff that doesn't get explained. Like I said, Dark Souls does a better job, and Dark Souls is so vague. They could do like manga publications or stuff to just let people know more about the story and stuff. And it's something that's always kind of bothered me because I really like the lore of this game. I really do. I think the lore is fantastic. I think all of that is fantastic. I know we get some vague glimpses as to like what the characters did in the past, the older characters, based off the folklore and stories that are in the books that you can read in the archive. I know there's some of that, but for the most part, this game doesn't do a very good job of explaining the characters themselves. Anyways, that's basically the video. Let me know what you guys think. Would you guys like more like publications or something? Like, I don't know, like mangas? Like they did that one manga. Would you guys like mangas and stuff? Or like short stories written by Mahalia themselves giving more details on the backstory of certain characters? Would you guys like that? I would love that personally. It's one thing League of Legends does really well is they constantly put out publications that are like little backstories that are characters that are like good 3-4 page reads, and they're phenomenal. Anyways, thank you all for watching as always. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.